Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the Nata PR School podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service, or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At Nata PR, we deal with real clients every day and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening and let's get started. Bonjour, hello everyone, and welcome to the Nata PR School podcast, episode number 24. PR and social media muscles. I want to talk about these muscles that we of course, build when we work at an agency, a PR and social media agency like ours. So working your PR and social media muscle is what I want to talk about today. I often say that working in PR is like working out at a gym. I tell that to all my new employees. I tell them you need to build your PRMS muscles, PRMS, PRSM in English, PR social media. PRSM muscles. And why? Because it's crucial. You need it. So you can read and study all you want about PR, communications, marketing. Maybe you're graduating from this amazing bachelor program, but you won't be able to work those PR social media muscles very hard for very long if you've never written to an influencer, a journalist. If you've never sent them requests, you really don't understand what it is. It's like, you can learn as much as you want and learn every books on how to build muscles. Or I also love to compare it to friends of mine who, meditation. I've read a lot about meditation. I understand what it is. No, my friend, you don't know what it is. You don't understand what it is until you've practiced it. So practicing, going to the gym to build your muscle, it's what we do when we work in PR and we work with influencers. So we have to build these PR SM muscles. And the good news is that this approach can be learned. So can you, my friends. So my friends, if you own a business, you're a business owner, I'm telling you, you have this small business, you can certainly build your PR muscles. This is what we teach too. If you come work with me, I'll be teaching you that. And why building these muscles is so important? Because it's going to help you raise your profile, win more clients, and ultimately boost your sales, make more sales. This is why we all do what we do. Even myself at the agency, at the end of the day, I need to make some sales. Because if I don't, I won't be able to pay my employees, pay my rent, just like you. So I do understand where you are, believe me. And I admire what you do. I know how much courage it takes to start a business, run it, develop it, and try to always learn new things to be ahead of your time. A good friend of mine too always says that there's only one justice in the world. And it's when you work on your body, when you go to the gym, if you go long enough, everybody will build muscles. I love reminding myself what she was telling me because it's true. You don't need to have huge muscles, but if you go to the gym, eventually you'll all muscles. This is all, we're lucky we all have a body, so we can all do that. It's the same thing with building PR and social media muscles. So where do we start if it's something that can be learned? So I have two main sections, two main steps that you need to do. Very easy. I'm just going to give you a few tips on how you can start building your muscles. First of all, create a top 10 of what your customer clients read. What do they do? Find out what they read. Any bloggers they're following right now, any new influencers, Instagrammer, or someone on TikTok. It's easy to find out. Go online. Go use our friend Google. You'll find it. So once you have that, create a top 10 of, top Facebook pages, Instagram account, top media, like are they reading a local newspaper, a national newspaper? What are they reading? What are they consulting? What are they watching? Could also be something on YouTube. And then create your routine starting from that. I'm talking about a top 10, but maybe you just need a top 5 just to include it in your own routine. Maybe you, like me, you have a routine, a morning routine where you listen to podcasts or write and read some other stuff. And including this is something else that you have never done before. Measure it. Take 10, 15, 30 minutes. Start small. That's the best way to start building your PR and social media muscles. Even if you don't have a lot of time, start with 10, 15 minutes. And you create this routine for reading and viewing, a reading and consultation routine. 1 paper a day, 1 Facebook page. You don't need to look at thousands and thousands of accounts. Just one Instagram account, 1 TikTok account per day. And then 1 magazine a week. They're monthly, so you don't need to read this magazine every day, of course, if you want to add more. But just, take 5, if you don't want to do a top 10, if you feel it's already too much and you feel overwhelmed just by thinking about it. Just take 5. 1 traditional, is it a magazine, newspaper, 1 Facebook page, 1 Instagram account. And the trick of the trade is read only the sections about your competitors or about your own industry. If you're in the food industry, beauty industry, just read those sections. And sometimes if you read a newspaper, you won't have a food section every day. You might then choose to read the business section for a little while just to see who's there and who are they talking about and why. So that's the first part. The second part, while you do that, this is something I do every day. Take note of the trends. Find out, what are the topics out there, because this is the trends. I'm going to do a podcast just on trends. Trends is so interesting and so important because this is what your clients are looking for or what they will be looking in a very near future. It can be a trend that's happening now. If we talk about pandemic, if anything linked to COVID, it's happening now. But it could be something that's going to happen in a few months, next season, what your customers are going to be looking for. So love trends because this is very useful if you want to talk about who you are and how you can link your product to a trend. It can be extremely useful. And as the year begins, every sector, every industry issues their predictions and trends. They talk about trends. Can be about colors. What are 12 colors? What are the 12 color trends for the coming year? What are the trends in design, in furniture, decor? What will we eat? What are the new trends? There are trends on ingredients, vegetable and all new products made 100% with vegetable is a huge trend right now. Vegan is another trend that's still there. And you'll see year after year, some trends are there to stay for a few years, obviously. Find out those trends, take notes, because this is super useful on when you want to promote yourself on Instagram, on Facebook. Linking your product to a trend is extremely useful. And just do it for a few weeks, 4 weeks, like for a month. A month is a good number, a good time. And, if it's 10 minutes a day, just do that, 10, 15 minutes a day when you start. And then you can increase if you feel that it's useful and you're learning things and you're learning about your customer. And after a few weeks, I promise you this, you won't read a paper or a blog the same way. Impossible. In fact, I see this with my staff all the time. When we have new employees coming to work with the agency, I call them, you have to build your PRSM muscles, your PR social media muscles. And when they do, and when, they start to having these little muscles, then they come to me and say, hey, I've read this and that, and so talked about this. I think then we can maybe present this product from our client in a certain way. And we have all these trends about colors. Like this is a perfect example where we work with this high-end furniture company. And when we find out that Pantone is a certain color, we link it to, it can be linked to clothing, obviously. In this case, we linked it to a sofa. And we had a few other items in their collection that were very close to the Pantone color. And guess what? We got featured in newspaper and magazines just because of that, because we were following a trend. Isn't that fun? I love trends. And trends, especially for social media and PR, are great. They can really help you present a product with another light, actually. I also love to compare this routine to my musical training. For those who know, I'm a trained musician. I've studied classical music, have a degree in music. And to me, when I listen to a musical piece, of course, I see what's underneath. I hear the construction. I hear the sequences of chords underneath. So it took me years, even today, when I listen to music, like this is obvious to me. And I promise if you read and you have this routine of consulting Facebook pages, Instagram accounts, I promise you will see trends. You will not read any magazines the same way. That's for sure. It's probably the same thing for you if you've studied, I guess, music. If you're an artist, you've studied painting, and now you see colors in a very different way. You probably can't look at a picture if you're a photographer the same way I do. You probably analyze the light, and you see where probably and how it was taken and how the picture was created. So it's kind of the same thing when you build your PR muscles. You start seeing repetition, trends, and those muscles, I promise you, are extremely helpful in achieving these goals of you getting known. So it's a great way to, when you use trends, especially to talk about your products, as I just told you, with a different light and make it interesting. So then you know that if people are looking for the color of the year, then if you have something linked to that color, you make it obvious, and then they pay attention to you too. So these muscles, these PRSM muscles are very useful. It's now time to work on your PRSM muscles. So tell me what you are reading online. What have you discovered? Anything special that you didn't even know was out there? And get on our list. Please, if you haven't been on our website, natapr.com, natapr.com, and you'll see there's a classic pop-up window. In exchange of your email, you'll receive our great model, which is a template on how to create a great PR plan, PR social media plan. And you'll find out when we have our programs, when I'm doing some free webinars. You'll be informed of everything happening at the agency. So I hope you've learned a few things today, and that you will start building your PR and social media muscles. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine. Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the Nata PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.